So if you've just started taking car photos and they're looking kind of or you can't quite get them to pop the way you want, you're in the right place. But why should you listen to me? So my name's Lachlan. I've been shooting cars for 3 years now, and I'm lucky enough to be doing it full time. But back when I started out, probably just like you, I had no clue what I was doing. I'd be spending hours playing with the sliders and I just couldn't get it to feel right. So I'm making this video to kind of teach my old self and teach you the exact things I needed to hear when I was first starting out. It'll be an exact step-by-step guide using a free preset pack that I made for you to follow along with. So we'll go from importing the RAWs to editing them with the presets and the masks that I'm going to give you. So hopefully I'll be able to show you how to take your photos from this to this. A nice clean punchy look that's ready to post to Instagram. So if you want, edit along with me and let's get into it. So to start off, I'd highly encourage you to download this starter kit. It's completely for free. It's got 4 presets, 4 masks and 4 raw photos. So we're going to be editing those raw photos today so you can follow along. And yeah, as I said, it's completely for free. So you just type in 0 and then hit I want this. And then if you just pop your email first name in, you'll be able to download it. And then once you do download it, you'll be taken to a page similar to this one, which has the download file. I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a review. You just got to click 5 stars and then click post review. Yeah, just hit download. Once you have downloaded it, it'll end up in your downloads folder as a zip file. You just need to extract it. So on Mac, you just double click it and then you'll end up with this folder here. And then inside of that zip file is 3 more. So you've got the desktop, mobile, and the RAWs. So since I'm editing on my computer today, I'm going to download the desktop one and the RAWs. Since I'm going to be editing on my computer today, if you want to know how to import presets on mobile, just go on YouTube and Google how to import presets on Lightroom mobile. But once you've extracted the folders, we'll open up Lightroom, and then to import our photos, we'll open up the RAW one, select all of them, and then just drag them in. And then with the photos imported, you should be greeted with a screen similar to this. So within library, you'll have your 4 photos here. And if we double click on one and then go to the develop screen, we'll now import the presets. So to do that, it'll be on the left side. Might have to open up that bar, click the plus icon, click import presets, and you'll open up the corresponding folder. So for me, and probably you, it's the desktop folder. And then here is all of the presets and masks. So just highlight them all and click import. I'm unable to because I've already done it. So yeah, you should have something similar to this. So to get it started, we're just going to choose a preset. And typically with my photos, I like to keep them pretty minimal. So I'm going to use the contrast one. So if you click that, you'll see it makes a couple of changes and you'll instantly notice that it's pretty dark. So I'm just going to drag up our exposure slider just a bit. About there looks pretty good. You don't really have to change too much. This is where the masks come in really handy. So I always start with darkening the foreground, probably make that a little bit stronger. I'll also do mask 3, which enhances the subject, just helps to make the subject pop a little bit more. And by clicking the backwards slash, you can see a before and after. So you can already see it's made a pretty huge difference with just a few clicks. And from here, I'll probably add a sky glow. And to make this work the best, you want to position it over where the sun is or whereabouts the sun is. So you can see over here, the sun is about there. And a neat little trick you can do so it doesn't affect the car. If you come over to the mask and click subtract subject, it'll get rid of the effects over the car. It'll just affect the background where the sun is. And another neat little trick, you can make it a different color. So if you come into the mask, and just underneath saturation is color, and this can really accentuate like that warm glow from the sun. So usually about somewhere around here usually looks pretty good. And this photo is pretty much done. So that only took a few clicks of adding the preset, bumping the exposure, and then just adding a few masks. But when I'm editing photos for clients, I usually use a few other tools too. So I have another paid product called the Creator Toolkit, which includes 10 more masks, 10 more presets, and 10 brushes for local adjustments. So from there, I'll usually add something like sky details. You can use one called subtle haze, a nice little haze behind the car, which helps bring it out from the background, makes it pop a bit more. So this photo is done in terms of colors and any brightness adjustments. So the next thing I'll do is bring it into Photoshop, and all I'm using Photoshop for is to remove any distractions or things that might ruin how clean the image looks. There's a couple of just random construction fences to this side, so we're going to select those using the pen tool and just remove them using generative fill. You can use Lightroom for this, but I find Photoshop's a bit more precise and it gives you better results. There we go. These little lamps are a bit distracting too, so I might remove those. If you're wondering what this tool is, it's the spot healing brush. So you can also use it by clicking J. I might just remove a few more of these random signs on the building. It's very easy to get carried away doing this. It's looking pretty good. I could probably also remove these power lines. Yeah, that did a pretty good job. It's a bit hit or miss sometimes, but occasionally it'll really surprise you. And yeah, I think this photo's done. Sometimes I like to remove the license plate for reels and stuff, but won't worry about it here. And then if you hit Control S, that will save all the adjustments you made in Photoshop and pop them in Lightroom. By using the backward slash, we can see the before and after. And it's really quite simple to get really good results. If you want to take things to the next level, you can come to the color grading tab, and an easy way to get like a cinematic mood is bringing down the shadows to a bit of a blue color, bringing the midtones to a yellowy orange, and doing the same to the highlights. You can see it makes an ever so slight difference, but every small change can really do a lot when combined together. Alright, we'll move on to one more photo. We were pretty lucky with this one because it was perfectly centered, but the first thing you should do is bring up the crop tool, so up here, and then if you hold in one of the corners where the little arrow comes up, you can see where the center is by looking on this line here, and just try and crop the image so perfectly centered if it's a shot like this. And then you can also play with the rotation. That's looking pretty good. So we'll come to our presets. For this one, I'm gonna chuck on the contrast one again. And just like last time, it's a little bit dark, so increase our shadows. And it's looking a little bit blue, so I'm just gonna warm it up using our temperature slider to something about there. Then we'll darken our foreground, we'll enhance our subject, we'll add some sky glow. Just remember to put it where the sun is, so on the left side, change the size of it, subtract our subject, make it a more orangey color. And it's looking a bit intense, so if you come to this amount slider, you can change how much of it is visible. So I think about 70% looks pretty good. There's before and after with just a few clicks. And then just like the 32 photo, I might show you a few other tools from the Creator Toolkit. So we'll enhance the sky using sky details. If I show you the before and after, it just brings back some detail in the clouds and stuff. We'll come in closer and add some more details. So I have a brush that can make the taillights glow. Something like that. If we zoom out, before and after, there we go, something like that looks pretty good. And that image is done as well. So we'll bring this one into Photoshop too. We've got this pretty distracting burnout mark, so we'll remove that using the pen tool. Generative fill. Yeah, I'd highly recommend doing your generative fill in Photoshop just because of how much quicker it is. Got a small leak of some kind. Use the spot removal tool for that. Got this pretty distracting line mark on the road, which we'll remove with generative fill as well. Oh, it's done a pretty good job again. Got this power pole up here. You could keep it in because it's nice to keep a few details in the shot. They all start looking the exact same if you remove everything. Yeah, it's really good sometimes. All right, that photo's done too. So as you saw, it's really quite simple to get really good results. And there we go. So hopefully you picked up a few tricks from that and found it helpful. Now, if you like the free pack and you feel like it actually helped you, first, I'd really appreciate a review, but I've also got something else that you'll probably love too. And it's called the Creator Toolkit for Lightroom. So if you're looking for something a bit more than just slapping on presets, this will really help to refine your workflow. And it includes 30 presets that use as a base. Then you have 10 masks and 10 brushes you can use to refine the image even further, whether it's for client work or just posting on Instagram. The goal is to make something that really speeds up your workflow but still gives you a lot of control over the image. So instead of just messing around with sliders for hours and hours, you can use this to get consistent high quality results in minutes. And if you're still watching, you probably have the free version, so I've got a little discount code for you if you want to pick up this one. Check it out if you're keen to improve your edits even more, but if you don't, no stress. Hope you found this video helpful and I'll catch you in the next one.